What's up guys, Sarah and Benjamin here for another video. As usual, I'm here with my good friend Ty. Lately on my channel we've been focusing a lot on escapes. Escapes is a very broad term that we use to define ways that we get out of inferior positions like bottom side, bottom mount, back, knee on belly. We've made videos on almost all those. I'll link them in the description. You can also use positional escapes to get out of positions like the leg drag, the over-under. We've also made videos on those, so I'll link those in the description. Today, the title of this video is kind of a joke saying close guard escape. But let me explain. Basically, my philosophy that I take from Marcelo Garcia and Bernardo Faria and a lot of the great jiu-jitsu guys is that if you are in somebody's close guard, you should almost always stand. Almost always. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule. Like I always say, I don't like to speak in absolutes. But why? The theory is very simple. If I'm in close guard with Ty on my knees, okay? Let's just turn. If I'm here in close guard on my knees, this is a terrible position for me. Why? There's only so much that I can do theoretically from inside his guard while still being on my knees, right? We can do the 101 guard openings where we push his hip back, right? We can try and I've seen people pummel underneath. I've seen people try cross chokes, arm triangles, Ezekiel's. Theoretically, it should be impossible to submit somebody within their close guard. Unless you know some wrist locks and stuff. For the most part, if the guy's really good, it's almost impossible. If I try to cross choke Ty, I'm just giving him the arm bar. Right? Yes, exactly. If I try to Ezekiel Ty, it's just going to be super easy for him to break my grips and give him the inverted arm lock and stuff. Right? So I need to get out of his guard. Right? I need to escape his guard. So I have to try to enhance my opportunities to break his guard. So one of the best ways to do that is to stand in guard. So one thing that I always teach beginners is that when I see beginners roll, 99% of the times that I see two white belts rolling, they're in closed guard for the most part. Why? Because closed guard feels like a comfortable position. When you're in the water struggling to breathe, water being the mat rolling, the one place you can find some oxygen is in closed guard because you feel comfortable here. If Ty was a white belt who just started training, at least he has some control over my hips. And that is correct. When you're in somebody's closed guard, in my opinion, on your knees, you're at the disadvantage. There's only 5 to 10 things that I can do. And some good guys like Keenan Cornelius has even gone as far as saying that that closed guard passes on your knees do not work. I don't believe in that because I think, like I said, there's always exceptions to the rule. But he's kind of right in the sense that you definitely have way less opportunity than him. Right? Ty has hundreds, if not thousands, of different submission chains, sweep chains, and different attacks that he can do while I'm on my knees in his closed guard. So in order to mitigate his opportunity and increase mine, I can stand. Okay? So there's several different ways to stand in the closed guard. I'm going to go over my favorite way to stand in the closed guard, and we're going to talk about how we do it. So first off, the first thing I like to do in the closed guard, assuming that I can't control his sleeves, because I love to stand with the sleeve grip, but we'll save that for another video. This is a much simpler, more basic and generic way to stand that I think anybody from white to black can implement. I'm going to grab his lapel. Okay? I'm going to grab same side or both. Okay? And then I'm going to place my left hand on his quad, parallel with his quad. So my whole elbow is parallel with his leg. And I'm going to twist the grip here and keep my elbow very tight. I'm going to step up my right leg, the leg on the side that's grabbing the lapels. Now, one thing that I see a lot of beginners do is in order to lighten the leg that they're going to stand up first, they lean forward. When you lean forward, what does Ty do? I lean forward, he draws his knees to his chest, and I lose everything that I just tried getting. So rather than leaning forward with Ty, since I have this good elbow grip, I'm going to lean to my left. Every time I teach this in class, I have a bunch of people say, wow, man, I never thought of it that way. And it's a tip that my old instructor gave me, so I'm not going to sit here and take credit for it. But I lean heavy to my left, okay, while still pushing him so he can't draw his knees to his chest. Now, keep in mind, for demonstration purposes, we're going slow, but this would happen very quickly. So I'm here, and look, this leg is light now. I can move it very easily, right? Now I step it up close to his hip, if possible. Again, if you're a white belt and you don't have good base yet, or even a blue belt, you can step it out. That's fine for now. But try to step it close to his hip to mitigate his opportunities of underhooking your leg. The underhook is not such a big issue yet. Okay, so I step here. Now, very important, guys. I'm going to turn, and I'm going to look towards my right as I windshield wiper my back left leg, like this. So again, that's very important, guys. I turn and look towards my right as I windshield wiper my leg. Now, I did one directional change. Now my hand's going to come to the top of his knee, and I'm going to stand up and do another directional change and look to my left. As I do so, what breaks his guard is not my hand on his knee, rather my hips go far from Ty's hips. So watch, I stand and turn like this. Do you see how far my hip is from Ty's hip? That's what broke open his guard, not my hand on his knee. So again, we're here. I grab his lapel, my hand comes here, grabs the pants, my elbow stays very tight so that I can clamp his leg. I lean heavy to my left, I step my right leg up close to him. I turn to my right as I windshield wiper my left leg. It's very important to windshield wiper your leg. If you just turn and you don't windshield wiper your leg, you will not have base. So I windshield wiper my leg. Okay, now my hand comes to the top of the knee. I turn as I stand up again, this time to my left, and I back up. I push him forward as I back up, like so. See how far my hip is from his hip? Let's turn and give you guys a different angle. Right here. So guys, I'm here in the closed guard. Okay? My left hand, my elbow's parallel with his leg. My right hand has one or two collars. Never the far collar, always the near side. I lean heavy to my left. I step up my right leg. This is the part you have to see, guys. I turn and windshield wiper. Hand comes to the top of his knee. I'm pushing Ty down. You can feel it. Now look, I'm going to come to the top of the knee, turn towards the camera, and I'm going to push his knee. Like this. You see how far my hip is from his hip? So guys, that's what's important. That's what we have to be able to do. So guys, again, for demonstration purposes, I'm going slow. But this happens quick. I get my grips, right? I've been in the closed guard, now I'm going to go. Just like that. It's very, very good, guys. You'll almost always break the guard. Now, here's a second option when that doesn't work. Because the biggest mistake I see with beginners, because I've been teaching this move for probably 7-8 years, is that when I teach it, their base is off and they end up standing in a straight line. Okay? So they stand with their feet in line, which makes them vulnerable to double ankle sweeps and stuff like that. But if the guy isn't going for the double ankle sweep and just trying to keep his guard closed, then we need to know how to break it. So what I mean by that is they get all their grips, and then they step this leg up way too high, and then they just step up like this. Do you see how close my hips are to Ty's hips? Now this is an issue, right? If he's going for the double ankle sweep, he'll probably open his guard at some point. If he's not, maybe he has like collar and sleeve or something. Whatever he has, guys, look what I'm going to do now. My right hand is going to come to his pants, and my left hand is going to come to his knees. Now I'm going to jump up and down about 1 inch off the ground very aggressively as I back up. If I just jump in place, he will not open his guard. I grab his pants, and I'm going to move and shake. And I move back, guys. Keep your grips very, very strong. Okay? So one more time. Again, I'm here in his closed guard, guys. Maybe I tried the first move. Maybe I was being off balance. So then I just ended up standing like this. I come to the hip, hand on the knee, jump and move back. But you have to do it really hard, guys. Crazy, crazy hard. They can try to keep their legs locked as much as they want, and it literally hurts their ankles to keep their legs really locked. So these are some simple ways to escape in the closed guard. But guys, when you're in closed guard, I almost always say, like, stand up and try to pass. Because being on your knees in someone's closed guard is not a good place to be. So anyways, guys, if you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe. Hit that little notification bell if you want to keep up with the segments. And as usual, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As usual, if you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.